Welcome back, everybody, to the Obscure Artist Podcast. That's what it's called. I guess. I think I'm gonna lose my fucking mind here today. You know, it's one of those days when you decide to say, "Fuck it," I'm just gonna go do a chit chat and fucking see what happens. So here we are again in the studio. Not very productive, I'm afraid, of late in the studio. Been busy elsewhere. Fuck, I'm dropping shit everywhere. So on my other podcast, I recently got asked by a buddy of mine to do. He's writing a book, and he sent like some questions. And I answered them, and I used them during the podcast because it was the only time I'd really get to sit down and answer them instead of typing them out, taking forever to do so. So I said, "Fuck it, I'll do it before I do my other podcast. Be quicker, everyone will be happy." And then I was talking to another friend of mine, and we were talking about the questions. He thought, "That's interesting. I guess." Then he was saying maybe every artist should be asking themselves, once in a while, X amount of questions to answer, to make them think. So I said, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do with you. I'll get on ChatGPT, and let's say give me 30 questions to ask an artist living in Ireland. An artist who didn't go to college, proper college. Well, college. And just see what random 30 questions I get, and I'll do a podcast. Like, hello. And we'll see how that goes. It's that kind of day, people. It's just, you can't get a good full cuppa or the moment to enjoy it. It's fucking Baltic in here. Anyway, so I got these questions. So I said we give it a go. Just gonna enjoy this cigarette before I do that, because when I was doing the other one, my coffee was like iced tea at the end, and I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. So this ChatGPT, look, this is kind of just. We'll see if it's any good, okay? We'll see if the questions are any good. People will have a different idea of what it is. I think more and more, especially with fucking, a lot of art with commercial artists and stuff like that. I'm not a commercial artist. I'm a fine art. Fine art is what I do. I paint. I just fucking paint. And I do drawings and shit. And I detest dealing with people who just give me the creepy crawlies when they're talking. I don't know, I'm not good with people. Not all people, just some people. They just don't have any fucking manners. See what I mean? I can't put on a mask of like, well, you don't say this, and Jesus don't say that, whatever you do. I just say, okay. I've only one channel. That's it. So this kind of has it broken up here. So the first 5 questions, it says background and identity. Then the next 5 is process and practice. Irish context and culture, because I mentioned living in Ireland. Learning without formal training, the only way to go. Career and sustainability. That'll be philosophical now. Personal reflection and future. The dreamer part. So it breaks it up nicely for you. You can bounce through it, but you can't be. These are the whole point of these questions. It's kind of like to help with, with your own reflection of your own. What are you at, basically? What the fuck are you at? Why do you do what you do? Because some people ask you questions and you're looking at them like, what the fuck's your angle, buddy? I don't know what you want. What do you want me to say? I don't fucking know. The fact that I'm painting at all is a fucking success story for me. But it's like, oh, fuck it. Okay, we'll begin. Fuck it. So, question 1, background and identity. What first drew you to becoming a visual artist? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh my god. Sorry now. This is getting to be one of those weeks. We begin. What first drew you to becoming a visual artist, and how did that journey begin? With formal training? Question. No, not with formal training. It's as far back as I can remember, I was always drawing. Drawing was my main thing. Sketching. I'd be sketching on walls, school bags, fucking bed sheets, sometimes books, copybooks, sketchbooks. That was it. I'd draw anything and everything. Typical like most people, I would imagine. And then as we aged on, I suppose the mother must have seen it as something that should be nurtured. So, you know, you'd always have a little sketchbook, a little this, a little that, you know, do this, do that. Then in school, you'd be doing all the drawings on the board for like biology class, stuff like that. So it's like, it's just in you. Just in you. It's not like you're becoming an artist. You are a fucking artist, okay? You're ready made. After that, it's just like finding your way to your thing. What is the thing that was going around there? Find your people. Fucking find your people. But that's what it is basically. It's like you are a fucking artist. There's no two ways about it. Just because you can't conform to the buildings, the institutions, fuck them. I have no business with them. That being said, I know people who did go to these things and these art colleges, and they loved it. But really, I don't know if I classed them as artists per se. I mean, they make a living out of it, but not paintings and whatnot. More commercial, like graphics and stuff. But I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, no, not for me. Not for fucking me. So that's question 1. So question 2, how would you describe your artistic style to someone who's never seen your work? My artistic style? Abstract, I suppose, at times. Every painting is abstract. Abstract, yeah, very abstract. Ethereal at times, strong colours, primary colours principally, for the most part. Warm, hopefully emotive in some. I don't know, ask somebody who sees it. That's a stupid fucking question. Just for the record, question 2 is stupid. Okay. How would you describe your fucking work? Do you feel being self-taught has shaped your artistic voice differently than formal education might have? Now, I used to think that yes would be the answer to that, but now I don't know. Because I think if it's in you, it's who you are. It's you know, it's a strong part of you. So I know when I did go to like art courses in art colleges, I wouldn't have been the easiest person to deal with. But I think that's probably because I spent so much time prior to that by myself doing my thing and just feeling my way. Just letting it, I don't know, just chasing it or whatever. Just fucking growing and figuring out what do I like. Because I always had a fear that if you went to an art college, your natural kind of thing would be bait out of you. You know, you become like a boy band as opposed to a rock band. I'm a rock band. I'm no boy band. No offense to boy bands, but look, they're mass produced, okay? At least the band has it has its own natural fucking evolution. Natural. As far as natural can go. So I do think being self-taught has shaped. It's more natural, I think. You know? The ups and downs, the good, the bad, all of it. It's obviously more natural. Probably takes you longer to get to where you need to get. And you don't network as you might if you were in an art college. Because you can be, you know, chit-chat with your class, with people in classes above you, below you, in the building. So that opportunity is gone. And I think that's the only good thing about it. You get to meet people. And maybe you'll click with them. And, you know, you can build relationships that you can have for the rest of your life, I imagine. So, question 4. How has living in Ireland influenced your identity as an artist? Hard to say. Because most of the time I'm looking at artists from other parts of the world. Although we got exposed to the Irish art historically, you know, when we were young at school, and they were just fucking depressing. There was one or two that I really liked, you know, down in Crawford Art Gallery. I'd have seen a few there that I really liked, but I kind of must say you're very much, you go into yourself, you know. You don't really go. I never really went looking for shit. Or, like I said, most of the time it would be foreign artists, foreign work. Japanese, Chinese, Australian, American, Canadian, European, French, British. So there was the odd Irish, but you know, they were very, very few. And I don't believe it's because we're good or bad. I believe it's because there seemed to be this fucking click fucking team in Ireland where it was like there was nearly a political reason for why you were showing certain artists and not others. You know what I mean? They didn't fit the fucking narrative for, even then, for whatever they were trying to promote as Irish art. It's like with the music. Some of the music, I'm only coming across artists even today, musically, that are awesome and they're not in the charts hardly. You don't hear from them. They're good rock trad stuff. Really get you going, you know? And perhaps that's not allowed. Same with the visual artists. Were there any early influences, artists, places, or experiences that shaped your path? Oh, early influences. Music, I suppose, would have been a very big influence to me. Music and movies, like Cowboys and Indians, that kind of thing. Okay, process and practice. What does a typical day in your creative life look? Well, it's evolved for sure. I mean, it used to be just you wake up, you go for a walk, you come back and you'll be working on drawings, sketches, then you go working on paintings, and then you be messing around with your guitar, then you be writing a bit. Very isolated, monk-like, existence for a time. But then I'd meet up with other artists later on, like my buddy Jim, and then Jim would be kind of giving you books to read. And then from there you'd be meeting other artists, but then it was like, never really felt, they're not fucking mad enough or something. They just, I don't know. When I look back, you can say the reason why was because you're too busy thinking your way to go and fucking dilute it. Or maybe you just didn't feel it. I don't know. it went the way it went, and for its own reasons. Maybe I don't understand them, but that's it. It's these. It's look. It seems like every question seems like a simple question, but they're not. They're once you start thinking it, it's like a door you open to a fucking massive room, of a hall even of doors. I'm just like, fuck, I have to go through all of them now to answer this. No, but look, that's what I think. How do you start a new piece? Do you plan it out or work intuitively? I work intuitively. I get a dream, or it could be a sentence spoken, and it just triggers a thing. Or it could be a mistake you made in a painting, which will lead you onto another canvas, and you just follow it, see what happens. Usually, a lot of mistakes. From a lot of mistakes, though, you get some cool paintings. I've noticed that I need to be working on something other than art, because my process is slow. It can be slow, and at the same time it can seem like it's happened quickly and easily. But when you reviewed from the first minute, it's none of these things. And then it's like I used to go to the Grove Stud, the horse farm, and I'd video and photograph and just watch the horses being brought out, being trained, being washed. Just take it all in, sit in the atmosphere, and your imagination just starts doing things with that. And the more I think the best thing is to just be constantly open to it. Just be open to everything. Don't have anything. I always thought I'd be painting just ladies, just lovely, lovely ladies. But that didn't last long. Because I don't know, you think you'd be painting one thing forever, but then you get a flurry of ideas that have nothing to do with this, and you want to go chase that. So I like this as well. I like that freedom. So I like to go between it. The mainstay would be energy, emotion, and maybe mysticism to a degree. Legends, all these things I love. Inspirational stuff. Yeah, so that's what I would like. These are the things that go into my new works. What materials or mediums do you feel the most connected to, and why? Well, most of the time these days I get my paint like this. This is Winsor Newton Galleria acrylic. I get them like that, a nice bunch of them. Because I used to paint just in oils, but these are just, I paint the same with these as I would with oils, even though the density on the brush and on the knife is very much softer, way softer with acrylic. But the drying time is way better. And they're two different things. Obviously, you have to figure out your way with them. But like I said, in my drawings back in the day, to be like, if I was doing a cottage, every goddamn stone would be there, and that was just, it would make everything just too heavy on the page. And in turn, if you're doing a horse, every muscle, and it was like, fuck off. It's not what I want. I don't want that. I want the impression of them. I want an expression of their energy and their personality. I don't want every muscle, every hair. I mean, I tried it and it doesn't suit me. But oils, I love oils. I have a few paintings here in oils, and I have a lot of them here in acrylics, mostly because of the drying time. It's a fucker. And I mean, this is a shipping container. It's a fucking 20-foot shipping container. I don't have the room to be storing anything. And I'm a messy fucker. So look, there you go. But yeah, so acrylics on canvas. Sometimes I'll use charcoal pencil. But I'd say 90% of what I would be doing is on primed, stretched cotton canvas with acrylic paint, and then I varnish them later on. And a lot of people mistake it for oil paintings, which is fine by me. I mean, once I get my finished effect, I don't care what I'm using, and it doesn't affect anything thereafter. So it is what it is. It's fine. How do you deal with creative blocks or periods of low motivation? Well, funny question that, because I'm currently in a low block, a period of low motivation with regards to painting, but I feel like there's something coming along. I think I started doing more podcasts. It's another medium for me. It's like another thing to grow into and play with and see what you can do. I'm writing a book, first book. It's again, it's another way of just putting the brain to work in a creative manner. And obviously I do the stonework for the everyday, which is, so there's always an avenue. I've been itching to pick up the guitar again and go messing with that. But I don't allow nothing to happen. You have to be doing something. You have to be, I mean, I'd come in every now and again and I'd try to paint. I mean, I have a painting right over my shoulder here that's nearly finished, which will be the first one in a while. And I've a few ideas to go at after that. But it's when you get into these blocks, you lose your rhythm and you lose your timetable, because you don't want to be just sitting or staring at this fucking wall. So you got to go do more productive things. And in doing that, then you change your whole timetable and your whole rhythm and so on and so forth. So, we'll get back to it though. I think in the winter, I just shut the fuck down. I tried to go against that natural order the last few years, and it has been a battle. Maybe it was a bad idea. There's nothing wrong with taking time off, even if it's a year or 2 year or 3 year, whatever. I think it's okay. If you're always thinking and dreaming of it, you're still working on something. So, number 10, do you have any rituals or habits that help you stay consistent in your practice? No, I do not. I talk about it a lot. That's all I fucking do. No, just keep, it's in you, like, you just keep doing what you do. Life happens, and life is a fucker, like, it gets in the way a lot. Not life per se, but the life we're forced to live, and then you have to deal with dopes all the time, talking nonsense. People who just don't get it, and I'm not in the mood to explain it to them most of the time. And I'd be like, polite, to saying, fuck off. Yeah, then you just go Tasmanian devil on them. Then they're traumatized for a while. No, I look, just get on with it. Just get the fuck on with it and stop being a baby. And because you will start feeling like self-pitying yourself, and you gotta say no, and do something else creative, and just keep tipping away. It'll come when it'll come. Don't force it. Don't chase it. Just be open to it. Okay. Question 11. Irish context and culture. How does the Irish landscape, weather or culture show up in your work? I think a lot. I think strongly. Maybe not obviously or apparently, but I think definitely. It's like I'm living in it. I'm feeling it. I'm in it literally every day. I get to see some fantastic landscapes, seascapes, skyscapes, and it's like inspirational. Very. Ireland is absolutely beautiful. It's a hard place, but it's a beautiful place. It really is. And it is, you can really just let loose, let go. And I've come up when I be like washing the white off the canvas, just put some tea stain colour on it with maybe, I don't know, a burnt sienna. And just kind of, I do this wrist action with the brush, get that covered up. As that's drying, I might sit down and have a coffee and a cigarette, and then I'll be maybe reading something or looking around. and then I look at the canvas, and you start to see things in the canvas. And I've always maintained one of these days I'll bring, it's like you see characters, but they're like, God, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe them. But it is interesting. It's like when you're looking at the clouds, okay? It's real fucking... And you start to see shapes and stuff. But the shapes you see in the paint, you don't know, you can't identify with them, but you know it looks like a living, organic thing. And I probably will. It's just... There's a part of me wants to go so far in regards to painting something to do with horses and birds and stuff, but in a mythical kind of iconic way, you know. And then there's a part of me that says, Jesus, that looks freaky as fuck. I really want to bring that out of the canvas and see what it looked like. So I will eventually, but it's I would say it's inspired by the landscape and the mood of the place. There's a real fucking mood about the Irish landscape. It's beautiful. Do you feel supported by the art community in Ireland? No, I do not. I don't even know the art community in Ireland. I know people who paint and do art, but I'm not involved with them. I tried to get in with a few things and just have a look-see. What are they at? But I fear I'm too much like the Irish landscape. I'm too fucking wild for them. They're too polite and fucking, PC. I'm none of these things. I'm a mad cunt. I'll admit it. But it's all about context. Where I am, I'm okay. I'll try to get into, once I get a body of work together, I'll start thinking about, okay, how can I get a show together, like an exhibition? Where would I have it? That'll take a few weeks or months of research, but I'm not going to worry about it until I have about 30 new pieces together. But it's kind of a loose plan I have. But other than that, life is too busy to be fucking around with. No, I don't. But you keep tabs and stuff online. It's easier that way. But I don't interact. I don't engage. I don't have anything to do with the art community. Are there particular challenges to being an artist in Ireland today? There's particular challenges to being an artist anywhere in the fucking world today. As there always has been and probably always will be. Because people are fickle, I'm sure there's I have a buddy now tell me, art sales globally are up through the roof. And I'm like, yeah, but can you be more specific? When you say art sales are, through the roof, do you mean artists like myself and yourself? Our work is selling, or no? Or is it prints of Monet, Renoir, Van Gogh and all of these guys? Or is it museum pieces being auctioned off to the billionaire class? Or, you know what I mean? Who knows? I don't have the time nor the interest to go research that. I decided ages ago that art for me can't be a business because I don't have temperament. I don't have the patience. And I don't have I need to be out in the wind and the rain, beating stone with a hammer. Get that fucking energy out of me. So yeah. Where was I? Yeah, so that's the challenges of being an artist today. People are, you hear some people and they're spending 80% of their time on social media trying to and I was guilty of that too. I was like, I'll get this and I'll get that, and now I'm like, fuck it. I'm doing this now for my social media, I suppose, but I'm doing this now because it's an anticipation of a body of work that I will eventually get around to, and this is kind of putting in foundation work to kind of make you more, maybe, I don't know, just show everybody what you're at, warts and all. That you're you talk the way you talk, you think the way you think, your opinions are what they are, and this is the paintings that you paint. They're either in Twitter or not, and that way you cut through all the bullshit. They can fuck off, or they can stay behind. Who knows? Because I just don't have the fucking time to be pretending. Okay. Are there challenges being... Yeah, that's it. How accessible do you think the Irish art scene is for emerging or self-taught artists? I don't know, and I don't care. Have you exhibited your work locally? What was that experience like? I have exhibited my work locally in the past. It was weird, I suppose. But it was like, you just fucking... You use it as a practice for, like, I don't know, bigger, better places. But again, I don't have the fucking mood for it. Like, I always feel like if you're there in the exhibition of your work, I always feel awkward for the person who has the misfortune of walking into the room that you're standing in, and they're looking at the paintings, and then it becomes apparent they're your paintings, and then things get a bit squirrely, and they're like, fuck. Then they usher themselves out, or it feels awkward, and I don't know what to tell you. That's it. So I suppose I'd like to have an exhibition where I just put the work there, maybe show up on day one, and then just leave it at that. Leave whoever is running the gaff take care of everything. So it was. Look, it wasn't a bad experience. It just, I don't know what that question requires in regards to an answer. It's like, what was it like? It was nice to see the work hung a particular way, because it was like there was nearly a story, even though they're all kind of individual pieces, but at the same time, collectively, you could say, I could read it. I could read the wall as if it was a story. I like that. How did you go about learning your craft? Books, online resources, trial and error? Trial and error. I read books, but you don't read books on how to do it. You just fucking do it. When I'm reading books about the people who've done it. What they were up against, how they felt about it. But a lot of them didn't write a book. They have some fucking guy looking over the pages of time, thinking, well, I imagined that he imagined this. And that's no good to you. I like first-hand fucking information. Saw some really cool documentaries where there's interviews with artists. Jackson Pollock, there's a few with him, there's where he's talking, and they were very interesting. There's another guy here, I forget his name, I think he's an English lad. He's got a channel, I can't remember the name of it now. I find him to be very good because he's passionately in love with art and artists, and he has an unbelievable amount of knowledge. Unbelievable. I like him, but he's rare. People like him are rare. So that's that. Yeah, you just trial and error, Were there moments where you doubted your past because you didn't have formal education? Never. Never. What skills took you the longest to develop on your own? Patience. I still haven't got it. Some people think you're patient out, especially when you're doing stonework. And I'm like, no. Fucking no patience, bye. What skills took... Yeah, patience. Look, everything takes time. And then there's other things you'll take them immediately. And it's like, awesome. I knew this already. What advice would you give to other self-taught artists starting out? Buckle up. Buckle up and just do your fucking thing. Career and sustainability. How do you currently support yourself as an artist? I currently support myself by doing the work, stonemason work. That's what I do. Sometimes I'll sell a painting, but that's hardly, there's no consistency with that, because I've paintings I don't want to sell. It's simple as that. But yeah, that's my main thing is physical work. What role do social media or online platforms play in your career? Well, I imagine like anyone else, I'm just like, how the fuck do you do this? How do you use it? I think it can be overwhelming in choosing stuff. I've got caught a few times with people setting up websites for me. I just scammed. It's a learning curve though, everyone has a different mental capacity to get involved with that. I think it's good. I think it's very good. but it shouldn't be dominating you. It should, if you have an hour to go fucking play with it, great. But trying to figure out a marketing thing, I mean, you can always, I guess. There's plenty. I've actually got a lot of emails when people will see either my craft stonework page on Facebook or my podcast, my other podcast on YouTube. People will email you saying, "Oh, your thing is very good, but you know what? I could make it better." They always start with this thing as if you're the problem, as if you're not good enough. Where my attitude is, I'm fucking awesome, I'm brilliant, and I love what I'm doing, and I don't mind waiting. I'm an oak tree, which will take time, but when it's there, it'll be strong and it'll be sustainable. I don't need no flash in the pan, overnight get quick thing. No. There's a lot of that still, but that's ancient. That's constant. So yeah, just do your thing. I think we'll all go through it in moments of weakness. Say, fuck it, I'll try it. And you get stung. But look, just do your thing. How do you find it challenging to price your work or talk about money? Yeah, I don't like that. That's weird. Usually because it's the wrong time. There's a time to do it and there's a time not to do it. The time to do it, I feel, is when I have the body of work finished and I get to sit with it for a few weeks, and then I kind of comfortably come to a price. But at the beginning, it was kind of difficult. I mean, I was giving paintings away. But then I started looking at other artists that I would merit as the same standard as my stuff, and I'd look at what they were going for, and then I try to copy that, and then there would be success, and then you just build on it. It's trial and error, You can put whatever price you want on it, but that doesn't mean it's going to sell for that. I look for what I would believe to be a fair price, because I'm not going to get what it's worth ever. Same with the stonework. You're not going to get paid what you believe you should get paid. So you just, you're haggling in your head. What is a fair price in your opinion? And you put that there. I mean, I'm not selling you paint and canvas. I'm selling you something greater. Whether you can see that and whether you're interested in that and willing to pay for it, that's a whole other conversation. Okay. What has been your biggest breakthrough moment so far? My biggest breakthrough moment so far? I guess it's yet to come. How do you balance creative passion with the realities of making a living? With great difficulty. If I don't get my creative buzz going, I'm a cunt. Okay, I'm very angry in myself. It's like energy misplaced. You need that energy to go where it's meant to go, where it was invented to go, and that is to a canvas, to a guitar, to a writing of a thing, to something creative. Not to be just fucking. No, you need to be at it. You need to be at something. So yeah, creative passion can set you on fire, and shit happens. You when you get upset, you seem to be more intensely upset than your normal person being upset, because you have all that extra. And it's not good. Sometimes you can get into trouble. Personal reflection and future. What does success look like to you as an artist? Success to me, okay, I'm living in Ireland. I'm working whatever I can. The stonework. I've been working the stonework a good while now. We have kids, so your time becomes very fucking small, okay? So if you're painting at all or doing whatever, if you've managed to get yourself a studio of any kind, it could be a fucking table in your kitchen, it could be a shed in the garden, it could be a shipping container that you converted. Whatever you're lucky enough to do is, like, it could be the kitchen table, like I said. If you're painting, if it's in you to want to do it still, that's success. Especially in this day and age with all the fucking, everything is visual, like everyone's looking at something all the time. It's all visual. Okay, how has your work evolved over time? How has my work evolved? I think it's just intensified. It's just intensified. It's more about the energy of everything. But there's in movement, and I don't know. It's just more intense. For me, it's more intense. I feel more intense. which is cool. What's a piece you've created that feels especially meaningful to you, and why? They all feel especially meaningful to you. And for a long time, until the next one is finished. And then that, it's like, it's weird. It's like, well, my last best holiday. You know, that kind of way. So, there are pieces that you will do where you've noticeably evolved as a painter, in your opinion. And you can't explain it. You just look at it and it makes you just know something has gotten better. They're cool. Are there themes or ideas you keep returning to in your work? Yes, there are. There is. There's the female form of the human in a kind of witchy kind of way. You know, that ethereal thing. And I suppose the body, of course. I mean, it's a beautiful body. And then you just, it is what it is. It's natural. But there's something very ethereal, witchy, female form. Yeah, it's like the looking glass. And then you have the energy of a storm on the landscape and in the sky, in the clouds. The energy of the horse, the way they whinny around, dogs, all animals really, but the horse for its majesty, and some birds. Yeah, there's always like an undercurrent of a weird story just constantly going on, yada 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 yada. You're painting it. What are your hopes for your artistic future in the next 5 to 10 years? In my next 5 to 10 years, let's just go in the next 2 years. In the next, 2 years. I don't know, the kids might get bored with us and want to go off and do their own thing, which will give us more time so we can do more of our thing. My thing. I don't know, I'd like to get more, at least one show a year. And maybe paint and show abroad. That would be a good plan. That's kind of a plan I'm working with. Very loose plan, but that's it. Just to keep at it. And to and just to let it evolve and see where it goes. But to keep at it. It's what am I now? I don't know. Only now I can kind of not go so hard on myself when I'm not painting. When I'm just, thinking about it or missing it. You have to miss it, I think. Yeah, they were interesting questions. Just read them there now. And I think that was wise. I didn't want to be reading them before I came in here and having some kind of a rehearsed idea of it. But I think everyone who's doing these things, these paintings, these sculptures, you see some people online and they're just fucking brilliant. They're definitely brilliant. But they've got a team around them as well. They've made all the right decisions in life. Unlike some of us who just realised, fuck, last chance saloon, we better do something. But no, just keep doing your thing. And don't be overwhelmed. And miss it if you have to. Sometimes you have to miss it. But not for too long. So I hope you found any of this interesting. And I would suggest to you, if you're a creative individual, I think it's important that you maybe you're not good at talking to people. Maybe you don't see people enough or regularly enough. Maybe you're just doing your thing and getting what you can to do time-wise to do with your art. So I would say get a phone or some fucking little camera and just start letting people in. Let people in. I think is a good thing. It's a good start. That way then it'll keep you honest. Because you'll be like, I'm going to do this. Oh, well, I said it. And I put it up so it's published so people know what they're expecting maybe. They mightn't be. But it's in your head. It's that little fucking stick in the carrot. You better do it. You said you would. So yeah, I'd say let people into your studio. Because you've no excuse now. You can't be painting for yourself. And that's what I was doing for the longest time. But I'm going to, I'm not under any pressure to put stuff on the YouTube channel or anything else. I'll eventually I'm experimenting with a website for my other thing. So once I have a good run of that. I'm going to do another one for the art. And all of these things are pressures that I'm creating to channel me into the fucking studio in a productive way. Because sometimes I believe that's what I need. And I think, it's just an idea. It's just a thought. Maybe you should do this. Maybe you're camera shy. I get it. But fuck it. You don't have to be sitting down facing it. You can just have it in the corner while you're doing your thing. And you can edit out whatever you want. I won't do much editing because I'm lazy. So look, I hope this was interesting. And hopefully I'll have something for you in the near future, okay? There's no panic. I'm not putting me under any stress. It's no big deal. But keep painting, keep doing whatever you're doing, and we'll talk to you next time from the Obscure Artist Studio. Bye now.